what are you reading today?
I'm reading The Hatchet by Gary Paulson. It's a book I try to read about once every other year. It's a quick read. It's part of a series of books that he did. Um, Brian's Survival. It's a not bad one. I mean, sixth grade, I think, was the first time that I read The Hatchet, and I've been reading it pretty much almost every year to every other year, along with all the other ones.
So there's a special place in my heart for I hate this camera setting. There we go.
There we go.
There is a special place in my heart for things that I read in like elementary school and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
The Hatchet being one of them, and Shiloh being the second.
Oh, Shiloh's such a good one to read. Like as a young age, that
Yeah.
just stays with you. Where the Red Fern Grows was the one that really was
Ooh.
my second sticking one that I'll try to read about once every 2-3 years.
I mean, to be honest, there's like I probably have a list. So there's Killing Mr. Griffith,
Okay,
which was made into a Lifetime movie, believe it or not,
not
with the girl
surprised.
who plays the original Pink Ranger.
Yeah, she did a lot of I think like Lifetime and Hallmark movies
Yeah.
after that.
So that's another one. And then there was a sci-fi book about a teacher who ended up being an alien, and there's this kid, and I can't remember the name of it I
You,
probably still have it somewhere.
probably.
However, the last time I tried to grab a book off my shelf, I broke my shelf, so we're not doing that right now.
Let's not try that. Let's not have that happen right at this moment.
Right. I want to make sure that we are live on Facebook, though,
Okay.
because if not, I'm going to be mad because I dropped the ball today.
I did not help with
Oh,
carrying that ball either.
no, it is fine. We are there. We are live. I just shared it on my personal page. We
Happy
got
to
2
hear it.
people watching so far. We got 2 likes. I am one of those likes. I'm not going to lie.
All right. You might be also one of the
So a high
views.
five.
So how was bartending today?
Oh, that was I probably drank more than I served. I thought they were gonna let me get a little bit fancy, right? Like I got my nice little polo on,
Yeah, yeah.
looking all fancy and stuff. So we had 3 different kinds of beers, 3 different
All
kinds of wines, and then we had a Deep Eddy's lemonade as our signature cocktail.
okay. And was that just normal deep eddies with some lemonade added to it?
No, it was the actual Deep Eddy's lemonade.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just use like a mixer.
Yeah, so we put like tonic or well club soda and Sprite with it,
Yeah.
which you know me, like I actually enjoy that drink.
Right.
Um, but I was just like, "Oh, is that what I'm drinking my payment right now?"
hmm well, speaking of kind of a lemonade based drink, last time that I went to Little Buster's, I do like I like a Tom Arnold, and they have a version of it there called the John Daly, where it's Deep Eddies, their iced tea vodka and their lemon vodka, and then they add iced tea and regular lemonade. Um, and I'm usually all about it, but that one just hit me hard. Like I
I
was
love
not
Deep Eddies.
expecting it. And I enjoy Deep Eddies as well. I was like, ooh, this is going to be good. I usually enjoy myself a really good Tom Arnold. But no, that one,
It
woo,
hits hard and it sneaks up on you real quick.
it kicked me hard. So,
So the one time in 3 years that I've actually called out of work for being dumb, we had our men's Mary Kay party to help a friend out.
yep, yep.
And the next thing I know, Pineapple Captain and Sprite. All right, Sean. See, this
That's
is what we need
actually,
to do.
yeah, I would make that. I'm a fan of anything pineapple. Like when it
I
comes,
mean, that's true.
I mean, yeah, there's those who are like, oh, those are girly, fruity, frou drinks. I don't care.
No, fuck
I
that.
enjoy myself a really good fruit based drink.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love anything pineapple. Captain, I mean, I had a bad experience when I was young with Captain, but that doesn't really stop me.
Right.
But the one time that I had to call out from work, We had that party, and
Mm-hmm.
I started drinking Deep Eddies. And next thing I know, it's 4:30 in the morning, and my wife is yelling at me to shut the fuck up.
That was a crazy night,
It was, and then
man.
like I fell asleep here in the office, right
Yeah,
here.
right there. Yeah.
I thought I was in bed, and then my wife calls me and she's like, "Are you even going to work?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to work, lady. Why are you yelling at me?" And she was like, "Bitch, it's almost 10." I said, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. I gotta get to
So I
work.
called my boss and was like, "I fucked up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." She still laughs about it to this day.
Yeah.
100% why I can't drink with Seth anymore either.
Yeah. Yeah. That I think that's why I can't drink with Seth either. Because he was treating shots like they were just water, like here, here, and then would tell people, no, you haven't had that shot yet. Here you go again.
Like I was already drunk, buddy. Why'd you have to take
Right,
advantage?
right.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's talk about our favorite drinks real quick though. That's an interesting
Yeah,
there's a guy
yeah.
on TikTok that does these things like people comment what they want him to try and he like mixes it all
Mixes them
together,
up.
stirs it up, drinks it down and he tells you if it's good or if it's nasty and 9 times out of 10 it's really good. He's like, "How is it that good?"
Right.
Um so anything with drinking, I'm down.
For sure, man. I mean, like I said, anything that goes pineapple or anything that has passion fruit in it, I'm usually I'll go for.
Sean says,
Now, is that the name of it? The pineapple Captain and Sprite?
"I'm going to tell you that you should probably be careful uh googling dead Nazi just to let
Yeah,
everyone know."
just to let everybody know if they're looking. You might want to add cocktail drink to your
So
Google
you
search
put
whenever you do
one
it.
shot or one part Jägermeister, one part Rumpelmans. Ho, ho, whew. That is some minty licorice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can understand it. We're gonna have Jacob try that one first. Um, you know he loves Jaeger. You
Yeah.
know he loves Jaeger.
Yeah, I enjoy Jaeger. Like I'll just drink a straight shot of Jaeger now and then. I know most people it's the whole licorice thing doesn't, and I don't care for licorice on its own. I'm not a fan of licorice based candy,
Yeah,
but I do enjoy Jaeger.
I would rather have Jaeger than licorice. I mean, like I like the regular strawberry licorice, like
Mhm.
Twizzlers, but black licorice, not my
No, like
go-to.
like an Australian licorice. No, no, thank you.
Yeah, but there's actually a shot that my buddy told me about, and he was like, "Go get this and this," and I was like, All right, man." And we showed up to where we were going, and I was like, "All right, I got this stuff," and there was like so many people just like looked at me. Exactly. Uh, so many people just looked at me like, "Oh, you're about to learn today, kid." And I was like, "What? It'll be fine." It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I would do it
That
again.
a double shot that I enjoy making into a drink is caramel apple, which is even though it doesn't have caramel, it's you take green apple schnapps and a usually like a butterscotch schnapps, like butter
Yeah.
shots, a shot of each, one after the other. Tastes like caramel apples.
See, there's and I really wish Jamie was watching right now, or even Jacob, because he's a bitch. Uh there was a shot they like, and they had Keys try it, they had Mercedes try it, Jamie's tried it. Jacob and Jamie love these, and it's give me a second. Give me a
Okay,
second.
okay, I'll let you. You just
Okay, it's called an El Camino.
yes, Keys was all about it. They had them at Little Buster's, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, this is one of my new favorite drinks." And I didn't have
Yeah.
I didn't have it because at that point I was polishing off my third beer, so I was like, "I'm not in the mood for a shot right now."
If you like the caramel apples, you'll like the El Camino. I'm not an apple fan.
Mm.
I do not like apples. I just don't.
Like, yeah, you're not really much of a cider drinker, you know. And usually, if I'm
Every
going,
once in a while, maybe.
it depends on what kind of like drinking night I'm going for. Like, if I'm just
Right.
trying to have it as chill, I'll usually my first beer will usually be a cider to just kind of ease me into it because I do kind
Yeah,
of
I
like an apple based kind of beer. Just to, I mean, if I'm really wanting to go heavy drinks, no, I'll just go straight for some shots or something heavier. But if I'm kind of knowing that I'm going to be having a full night of it, I'll start off with a little bit of just a cider.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, I'd be down for a good cyber. I actually like Angry Balls, the Angry Orchard and Fireball.
Yes, yeah,
Every once in a while, I'll take one of those. Jamie
yeah,
loves them.
yeah. That
Um,
one that reminds me a little bit of like an apple pie.
okay, okay. Uh, I don't know. Like, there's not many things that I won't drink. Like Captain. Um, I don't know if you know this, Jeff, but I'm a real competitive person.
Yes, I'm very aware of your competitive nature.
And I got challenged at 15 years old to go shot to shot with an older guy. He had to be like, I mean, I was 15, so of course anything
Right,
over 15 was
right,
older, but he had to be 35 to 40, somewhere around there, where
okay,
we are now.
right.
He had no business challenging a 15-year-old
15-year-old.
kid,
No, no, none at all.
but he did. And now I live the life that I live.
Yeah, no.
Just give me my tattoos and my motorcycle, I'll be fine. But yeah, we had a bottle of Captain, and yeah, that was my first time ever getting drunk, and it's been hard to drink Captain ever
Captain ever
since.
since. Yeah.
20 years later. Salted caramel whiskey apple bang. What?
Okay.
I like the salted caramel part, and I like the whiskey part. I'm a real big whiskey fan.
Yeah.
Um, I would try it just because of those three things. First three words. Uh,
Now I'm
I'm gonna
guessing
try
if
to
it
get drunk with.
if it ends with the bang, I'm guessing that's probably like the energy drink mixed in as it.
That's
Um,
what I was thinking, but we're gonna
and
find out.
and I've been kind of 50-50 with bangs as far as their flavors and ones I do like and ones I don't care much for. I'm not
Dude.
sure I've had any of their apple flavored ones, if that is how it goes.
So, a buddy of mine, he drinks these the iced tea, the sweet tea bangs, which I didn't know was a thing up until like 3 weeks ago.
Right, right.
They have a lemon drop one, which I had last week. That one's not too bad. The regular sweet tea one, that one's not bad. Um, then they have a pomegranate one, which I haven't tried yet, but I like pomegranate. And
Right.
then they have a Georgia sweet tea, a Georgia peach sweet tea.
Georgia peach sweet tea. And that's from the Bang line, and they're just like their energy sweet teas.
Yes,
I had their
yes.
lemon drop one, not knowing that it was a tea based energy drink that Bang was releasing. I was just thinking, oh, this will kind of be like lemon drops, like not but lemon heads. Like oh, liquid lemon head. I'm all about that. Works for me. Um, and that one wasn't bad. I like yeah. Once I realized, oh, this is a tea. I was like, energy drink tea. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that.
I like it. I like it. I spent 2 weeks trying to find it. So the next time I saw him, I was like, dude,
Get on it.
where do I get these? And he was like, Quick Trip. I was like, no, I've been to like 4 different Quick Trips around me. No, no. And he was like, are you looking in the energy drink section? I said, yeah. He goes, well, that's where you're wrong, dumbass. I was
They're in the
like,
tea section.
thanks.
Yep.
But I love him. And then I saw him at Jamie and I went to Dylan's
Okay.
last on Sunday. And they had a couple. They didn't have the Georgia peach one, but they had the other one, so I
The other
grabbed a couple of
flavors.
those to try. Being from Georgia,
Yeah, you have to see what products they base it off of, and of course, like you said, it was peach.
and I love peach.
Yeah,
I love peach. I really do.
I just had some peach today. Peach with some tahin.
Like actual peaches.
Yeah, yeah. Like Keys and I, whenever we last went grocery shopping, we picked up some peaches.
Hmm.
So I usually don't put tahin on anything like non-citrus, but I decided to try it on that, and actually I enjoyed it.
I know someone that actually used to just eat that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen people actually just eat it straight. I don't get it.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, Jeff, real quick.
Hmm.
Since we're talking about alcohol, you have two choices.
Okay.
You can either talk about a couple more drinks real quick, or you can set up what we're reviewing tonight while I go let the dogs out.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I will be talking about. So, besides just start talking about the amazing different kinds of cocktails and other drinks that we enjoy drinking, we're going to be discussing um, more or less survival based entertainment. Um, this was all inspired by Max watching a show called Snowflake Mountain and then telling me about it. And we'll be reviewing some of that episode or a few of the episodes just to kind of give people a taste of, hey, if you're ever wanting to watch something different, yay or nay on giving that one a shot. And then just extended beyond that, just different other kinds of survival based shows, movies, anything that has the whole doing something out in nature, man versus wild style of entertainment, including even like I had shown with the start of the opening, Hatchet, or so books, even like video games that use that same aspect of you're out in nature trying to survive for as long as you can. With those ones usually being like a crafting style of game. Um, hmm. And we will kind of have a discussion of ones that we really do enjoy, ones that we don't enjoy, ones that we would recommend to people, just to kind of see, hey, who would be interested in watching those types of things. Uh, Sean, if you want to put another message for a different kind of drink that you like, I might be able to look that one up, see about it, talk about it. Or I think he was mentioning about other kind of drinks that we go for. Um, I think he was taking out the dogs. They were being a bit yappy, ready to go on out. Uh, so besides the hatchet, whenever I was mentioning in the opening, I'll grab them up really quickly. Here is actually part of a four-part series of other ones. Like I said, it's called the Brian's Survival series, where it's at the end of the first Hatchet. There's a lot of people who said, "Oh, it had kind of a Hollywood ending. Everything's fine. Everything's hunky dory." Hey, bud, I'm gonna finish my little thing on the books. And so they made what's called Brian's Winter, which was a companion piece to it to say, hey, instead of the last chapter and a half that happened of the Hatchet, we instead extended out through the winter and he has to survive throughout the winter. Um, then they made another one called The River, which is more or less canceling out. It's kind of a combination of the two. It's, hey, you got saved in this one. Let's not treat it like winter happened, but a more or less a person, a newspaper reporter saying, hey, I want to know how you survived in the wilderness, takes them to that spot, and they end up having to go down the river and dealing with more of that stuff. And then after the river, they do um, Brian's Return, which deals with him more finding, again, going back to it again and now feeling more at nature. And he now lives in that area and having some interactions with natives that live in those lands and realizing more and more and more that a bad event that happened to him has now shaped who he is as a person and he's now feeling closer to nature. And then the last one is Brian's Hunt. It's a really small, just kind of companion piece to Return, where he is now going on this hunt to try and make sure that the lands that he is in stays more or less free from people coming in and trying to take it.
So, Jeff,
Yeah,
I have to know, buddy.
yeah, but
I How did we get on the hatchet?
I was talking about other survival kind of things with what we were going to be talking about today, just different ones. Um, and I was talking about, different survival stuff besides TV shows and then movies, and then also even survival based video games that use crafting as their main mechanism. and then also books and going with, hey, I've already talked about the Hatchet, and continuing on talking about the rest of the series that deals with more survival techniques.
Yeah, I only knew about the first two, the Hatchet and then
Brian's
Brian's
Winter.
Winter. Yeah, I had no idea about the other ones, so that's pretty cool. I'll have to catch up on that. I do like survivalist uh media, we'll say, because of the games, the shows, like books. I do enjoy that, but what we're talking about today is, oh my god, I did not name this episode.
I put it in our title as Surviving the Mess, but I don't think that put it in as the banner anywhere else.
Oh my oh nope, wrong one.
Um,
That's fine.
but yeah,
So
the main one that we're going to be talking about, if you want to call it survival based, it is the
uh
loosest thing from survival based.
listen, it's really hard for them.
Okay,
Um
so you had mentioned something whenever you're like, hey, you're going to watch this and you're going to binge it. Keys and I started. We haven't finished it, but we have gotten through episode 6 of it, of an
oh,
eight
you son
episode
of a
series.
bitch.
I know. Like, okay, so here's what happened. So I watched the first one, and I'm not gonna lie, I was so annoyed and frustrated and
Told you it
just
would be.
generally ticked. Like, oh my gosh, you're going to actually give these people money, and you're calling what you're doing survival training? No, no, no. Their area that they're in, the activities that they have to do. So we were looking it up because I was like, because like something happened, and we were like, they're like, oh, this has been so tough, and oh, I've grown so much, and oh, I've been doing this. Do you know how long that show for the 8 episodes ran for? Like how long
I
they were
think it
camping?
was only 2 weeks.
Yeah, 14 days, and they were treating it like, oh my gosh, it's so super hard. In those
Okay,
14 days,
but
in those 14 days, they've already had
we're no,
steak
no,
and
no, no,
egg.
no, 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 no,
They've
no,
had
no. We are
barbecue.
doing episode by episode.
Okay,
You knock your shit off now.
I'm saying bigger picture. It's not like they're going 14 weeks of having to forage for their own food. I mean, 14
But
days having to
Jeff,
forage for their own food.
but Jeff,
Uh huh.
it's like who? Okay, it's like putting fuckface
Uh huh.
out in the middle of the wilderness and telling him survive. How long do you think he would last?
Given the things that they were given, he could make it 2 weeks.
No, stop that. Stop. If you just took him
Uh huh.
and put him in the middle of wilderness somewhere,
So make it like an alone version.
right? If you would take 10 other people just like him
Uh
and
huh.
drop them in the middle of the wilderness, how long do you think they would actually last? 3
And
hours.
I'm going to say, like in that environment, I was going to give him the benefit of 48.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, you gave him a whole
2 days.
45 more than I would.
Two
I'd
days.
give him a 45, but not hours.
Well, like given like the whole, well, are they also told, hey, if you do this, you're given money?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you look at it this way,
Now, if you put
there's
it, yeah,
young people.
extreme
And things, well,
survival.
let's back up. Let's back
Okay,
up. The
okay.
show we're talking about is
Hmm.
Snowflake Mountain on Netflix. They
Yep.
take eight,
They
nine.
take it's 10. It's 10, and by at the end of episode 1, there's only 9.
Okay, so they take 10 individuals that come from severe entitlement,
Hmm.
early 20s,
Yep.
and they stick them in the middle of a camping trip.
Hmm.
And this show, as far as episode 2, because that's as far as we're going,
Okay.
Jeff.
Okay.
We agreed on this.
We did.
As far, I mean, their experience, their wilderness experience,
Yeah,
is more
0.
luxurious than my camping trips.
Right.
However, these peoples don't know how to cut their own toenails,
Right.
let alone boil a pot of water.
Agreed.
So of course it's not going to be hardcore survivalist. Like
No, no,
you
I
have to
guess
make your own fires and figure your shit out.
right. Like what upset me, and yes, I'm not gonna jump ahead, but just what upset me is when you first see that the place where they're camping in. They're
You mean with the
literally
platform TPs?
platform teepees that have wooden fire pits in them. They can stay nice and toasty with cots. They're not on the ground. They're on a raised platform on a nice cot. Their cooking area is completely furnished.
Yeah, it's luxury.
The only two bad things that they have is, hey, all of your non-drinking water, which they already had drinking water set up there, so all your like washing water is from this lake, which looked like a very well-tamed, nice lake.
And they actually
And
had a toilet to poop on.
right, like yeah, it's like an outhouse, but it's still something better than, hey, here's the bushes. And it wasn't a bad looking outhouse kind of thing.
Yeah, it looked kind of comfy.
Right. And oh, you don't have heated showers.
Well, you have to start them somewhere, man.
Right. Right. So
I
like
was
that's
impressed that they had to actually skin a deer.
it was already gutted. I will say that if it would have been one where they had to gut it and skin it, oh, it would have been a completely different experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's the thing is, you know this, I know this. When processing an animal, the two biggest parts of it that is the big uh-uhs for a lot of people is the deheading, which it didn't have its head on it, and then having to gut it.
I was about half processed. I'll give you that. But of the character of people that is on this show, I don't think any of them would have kept going after that.
Oh no, no, no. So are we going to talk a little bit about two, or is two
Yeah,
allowed? Okay, so yeah, there's
two is
literally a guy.
allowed, three is
Yeah,
not.
okay. There's literally a guy in episode two who is cutting the ribs from a skinned deer and goes, "Oh, ribs are ribs," because he did
And he
not
gets
take the
excited.
concept. Yeah, he didn't take the concept of, oh, that food that you eat, ribs, comes from an animal's ribs.
Ribs. And he was like excited about it, like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh
oh,
my
these are
god.
ribs. These are like ribs, like eat ribs. And the other person's like, yeah, dude, ribs are ribs.
Ribs, not rips.
Right.
So that same guy though, his name is Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand him.
Oh, if there's somebody that I, okay, so do you have an established favorite? Because I do.
I'm trying to think. Like I don't like I kind of like the English chick a little bit.
Ray, she is my
Yeah.
established favorite. Because here's the thing,
Oh,
there are two people in there that I'm like, they don't seem entitled to me at all, especially
no.
compared to the rest of the group. Those two are Ray, who seems just kind of like, an early 20s British girl who's just trying to find her direction and hasn't quite found it yet.
Yes.
And Carl, taller,
Uh,
kind of athletic black guy. And the whole thing with him is, oh, he dropped out of college and he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. And for some reason,
basketball guy.
right. And for some reason, his parents treat it like that's an entitled thing. Now, this isn't a spoiler for other ones, but he does show like this whole attitude of like, hey, if something needs to be done, he will do it. He's gone as far as to say, like, these other people expect handouts. These other people expect to not do anything and get something, and he's not like that. That
I
if you
mean,
give
and
him
I can respect
that
him
that
for
if,
that.
like here's his biggest thing is he's not a people person. But then again, I would find it hard for me to be a people person if that's who you are surrounding me with. He's one of those, hey, if something needs to be done, if I'm told to do something, I can do it.
Right.
And he just gets disappointed and short fused with other people in his group who don't seem to be able to do that.
You mean like the other 95%?
Right.
There's this gay English kid.
Oh, Liam. Liam has grown on me actually throughout the series. But yeah, at episode 2, I was so confused by the guy.
I mean, I wasn't confused by him. I was just like, okay, come on. Come on.
Well,
But the whole big point of episode 2
mhm.
was that the rest of the group found out that in episode 1,
Yep.
the first group, the first 4 or 5 people,
The first
uh,
5, yeah.
stole half the supply drop of food.
Mhm. Right.
And Solomon, being the self-proclaimed leader, he didn't take it very kindly when he was called out on his bullshit.
Right. And gets kind of punished for it.
Good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like if I was on that show, right? And of
Mhm.
course I wouldn't be on that show because I actually
Right. That's the thing is I'm like, oh, please. Like, Keys and I were watching it, and there were so many things that happen in episodes that were just like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. That would be so
yeah,
fun to do. That'd be awesome to
yeah.
go do.
Oh, you mean I get to chop down a tree? Okay.
Right. Right. I'm like, oh
I
my
get to
gosh,
skin a
all this.
deer? Okay.
Oh, their foraging was literally, oh, there's food that's up in this tree. You have to untie pieces of rope and let it slowly drop down.
Yep.
And literally, and with that one, it's a group of 5, and it is the group that takes half of their drop and hoards it away and says, "Oh, we only got these items when they got way more." Go. How are we going to get that down? How are we going to get it down? And one of the guys is like, untie the ropes and start to slowly let it descend. And they're like, how are we going to hold on to the ropes to do that? And seriously, yeah, that eye twitch. I had that eye twitch. Like, it's not that complicated.
But then they wanted to hide the food from the rest of the people.
Yeah, anything that they viewed as desserts.
Yeah. And bananas apparently, because in the middle of episode 2, the girl comes walking down eating a banana,
Banana.
and the
Yeah.
birthday girl was like, "Where'd you get a banana from?" And she's just like,
Right. Right, but she says
right.
that, but at the same time, if you remember on that same episode, whenever the other group has to swim out to the raft,
Yeah.
the first thing that she does is grabs a banana and just has it for herself, and she's like, "Celebratory banana for making it out here." Like, you haven't
Yep.
even finished your task. You made it through the easiest part of your task, and
Yep.
you're like, "Hey, I deserve a banana."
Yep. I mean, but they're not trying to teach them how to be survivalists.
No, they're
And
just
that's what I've
trying
had to come to
to.
terms with the show. It's trying to get them to not be so entitled.
Right. I think the bigger lesson than wilderness survival that you get from the show, and like you had to come to terms with, and that I'm coming to terms with, is your work. If you want something, you have to work for it. You should
100%.
you should earn your rewards. It's not that
Yes.
we don't want to reward you, but if you want a reward, you have to earn it.
Yeah, not everything is like handed to you.
Right.
And that's what they need to struggle with. But Solomon, 100% I would hit that dude.
Oh,
100% I would hit him
with
with a
Solomon,
quickness.
that gets me like so hardcore, and it's just like not even. It's one of those like, okay, so he's the main person who has the whole, hey, hide half the food, hide half the food.
Right.
If that would have happened to him, if he would have been on the other side of that, he would have lost his marbles over it.
Oh, yeah, he would have lost his ever-loving mind.
Right. How dare you keep anything away from me? You all suck
But,
that you're
but did
keeping.
you hear what his, like, retort was to the other guys?
Right, like you're a bunch of losers and I'm a winner.
You're a loser, bro.
Right, like
Okay.
he's like, yeah, you're a loser and you're a loser and you're a loser. Anytime that he got caught out on something, it was instantly everybody's a loser except for me. I'm
What's
the
your
only good
problem?
person
You're my
here.
problem.
Right. He was quick to definitely say, oh, everybody else is an issue except for me. I'm not
Right.
learning anything from these things.
And then he was like, the girl that he said he was crushing on,
Oh yeah,
he called her ugly to her face.
right. Like she called him out for the hoarding thing, and instead of
Right.
him like owning up to him, being like, "Yeah, yeah, I did that," he was just like, "You're ugly, and I'm beautiful, and you're just upset because you're ugly." And it's like, wait, that's your response to this?
I I wanted to hit him the entire episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Just every time he talked, and then when he got sent to the island,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Well, I was just having a bad day, but I think I've been pretty nice." And everyone's like, "No,
Right,
you're a
right.
dick."
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. Because they got sent to the island at the end of that episode, or Last Chance Lake.
Yeah.
Now I'm going. Now I'm going to say this, and it's kind of a my viewpoint on it. When we talk about entitlement, you see a lot of his entitlement is because of his mom. His mom, 110% has encouraged that entitlement.
I mean,
She literally in the video for it put a crown on his head.
yeah.
She's like, he's a really good kid. He just needs to step it up and he needs to become his own man. You can't have him become his own man because anytime that there's the smallest issue, you got him.
Um, I spent the first episode thinking he was gay.
Yeah, same. So whenever he went
Uh,
to flirt with that girl, I was so confused by it.
I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Um,
Okay.
so speaking on that with the whole parents encouraging that entitlement, because here's the thing, you get this point, right? Where one of the girls is like, whenever they're talking about the 50,000, and she's like, that's like 50 bands. Man, it takes me so I get excited about one band, literally meaning she gets excited about 1,000. She goes, because that could take me like 10 years to earn.
Yeah, I remember her saying that.
And I was like, maybe she got confused on it. But then this is the same girl who's talking about, I had this kind of shoes and I had this kind of like clothes and I had these kind of clothes. Do you know how expensive that is? And I'm like, okay, she's talking about being excited about 1,000, but the stuff that she's talking about cost way over that, which means her parents are paying for these things.
Oh,
So
100%.
so yeah, your kid isn't entitled because they're a bad kid. Your kid's entitled because of what you did, and now you don't know how to be a parent, and so you're pushing it off onto these other people.
So I don't necessarily think that in every entitlement situation, it's the parents. Um, and I'll give you an example.
Okay.
A friend of mine has I think he's like, uh, he's like 2021 now, I believe. To
Okay.
be honest, he's my cousin.
Okay.
And he literally, his mom will tell him, "You can't do that. Like you can't do that. You have to go to
Right.
work. You have to do this." And he's like, "Your child endangering me. I'm going to call the cops."
Right.
For what? For what?
Right. And that's the thing is, then have you then instead of his mom being like, fine, then call, here's the phone, she let it happen.
I mean, yes and no. To an extent, yes, but
Because
it's
like,
outside. Like,
and I'm not saying everybody who has that entitlement, it is parents. I'm saying on that show, I would say 7 to 8 out of those 10 was definitely heavily encouraged by the way that their parents raised them and treated them.
right?
And you get this sense, not 100% from all the parents kind of thing, but you do slightly get this sense of they act in this way because anytime that they don't want to do something, they just say, "Oh, I quit." And instead of anybody telling them, "No, you can make this happen," encouraging them in that way, they just said, "Okay, go ahead and quit. You're good. You don't have to do any. You don't have to do anything like that. I got you."
That is just crazy.
Because
That's just
I'm sure at a young age, it's, hey, I don't want to force my kid to be uncomfortable or to do things that they don't like, and I'm forcing them to do something. But by having that mentality, they then get to 20 and they don't want to do a job because a boss is going to tell them what to do. And when they ask why, he says, because I'm the boss and it's your job to do it.
right. And there are many. I mean, we see it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. People are
Because
crazy.
that's the job that you agreed to do.
Right.
That's why you're doing that.
Like you got hired for this job. You have to do this job.
Right.
But whatevs. Whatevs. That's fine.
Yeah.
So what's new, Jeff? What is new?
Um, Besides watching that one, I just finished My Hero Academia, or at least I'm caught up on it. Um,
Okay.
and then I just finished my rewatch of season 2 of Stranger Things. I will. I'm slowly getting to watching the new season of 4, but I wanted to do a rewatch of the like going back and rewatching just so I remember it. And last night I
Oh,
finished
I did the
season
same
2.
thing. I
I
did the
just
same thing.
finished 2, so I have to get into 3, and we'll hopefully do that within the next couple of days.
I did the same thing. I rewatched it from episode 1. Um,
It's just felt like it's been so long since season 3 dropped.
yeah, I can understand. Well, they were doing it like once every 2 years, right?
Right, right. So
So Jamie,
I was like, okay, I'm gonna rewatch these because I don't want to watch 4 and be like, wait, is that something that happened in 3 that's important that I'm not remembering?
well, Jamie comes to me and she saw like basically season 4. Like that's all she really
Mm-hmm.
is seeing. And she comes to me and she goes, "Did you know that Stranger Things and D&D go hand in hand?"
Oh, that's adorable.
I said, "Oh?" She goes, "Yeah." And she like listed off some reasons. And I was like, "Babe, have you ever seen season 1?" She was like, "Not
Where
that I can remember." And I
that's
was
like,
like, they literally sit there and play D&D. That's how
yeah,
they got the Demogorgon. Like,
right. That's why they
she's
get.
cute.
That's why they call the Upside Down because it's a realm that exists in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, you cute though. Just in case nobody knows, though, Jeff and I play D&D every Sunday night.
Yes, we do.
We're part of a group called the Logical Ottomans.
Yeah, the Order of the Logical Ottomans.
Yep, yep. We're the tits. It's fine. It's comprised of me and Jeff, Jacob, who's our DM, Bo and Jerica, and Michaela.
And Michaela.
And we have a lot of fun. Most of us are like still newbies to D&D. And some of us have had a little bit more experience, but not a whole shit ton,
Right.
especially with 3.5.
That's been my thing is I have some D&D experience, but I really didn't have much with 3.5, so I went in there pretty blind knowing the setups for that one, and I'm coming around to that style.
Remy, get out of the closet. Is it still Pride Month?
Hermie will always be in the closet.
Like she's just like, I just want to open this door. I just want to see what's behind it. And I'm like,
The same thing that's
Remy,
always there?
yeah, it's Remy. You know how she gets.
Yep. So
Now she's looking at me like I will kill you.
what's been new with you?
So I bartended today, and that was all right. Got my stuff at work finished up, and after I get off here, I'm gonna take a little bit of a bike ride because
All right.
with how my stomach has been for the last week and a half,
Not been on your
I
bike.
haven't really gotten to ride my bike much, which makes me oh so sad.
That is sad.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Today I'm feeling all right. I got like very mild symptoms, so that's not too bad.
Okay.
And what else is new? What else is new? I
Ooh,
don't even know, man.
yesterday we did trivia.
Oh yeah, trivia.
Yeah, yeah, we
That
did.
was fun.
I actually enjoyed it. Jamie surprised me. Jamie's knowledge of heavyweights and Disney songs. Oh my gosh, man. She
So
kept our butts out of the fire, and like we were literally in the top three. We finished in third because we didn't bet any points, and even if we had, we would have missed it. But she kept us in that top three spot.
like that's one of the things I love about my wife is everyone's like, the pretty ones can't be smart. I don't know why that's a misconception because I'm
No.
beautiful, but she definitely pulls out that trivia
Yeah.
where you go, what? How do you know that?
Right. Like there's nothing quite like playing around a trivia that can both make you feel like the smartest person in a room. Because
And the
there's
dumbest
somewhere
all at the same
where I
time.
was just like, oh yeah, man, we knew that. Like I knew that. Like being like only me and one other person in this whole room knew that information.
Well, that was like
And
that one I got.
right, right.
The who's married to Anna Kournikova.
Yeah, yeah. Where it's just like, oh man, yeah, I knew that information. That's so great. There's nothing that makes you feel smarter than that, and then at the same time, dumber than playing a trivia game because you'll get something. Great example of this: the whole "What's the study of mushrooms called?"
Mycology, mycology, mycology,
Mycology.
mycology.
Right. We're sitting there, and I think 4 out of 5, like 4 out of the 5 people at that table probably knew it, and it
You
just
think
would not.
Mercedes would have known that?
Maybe I'm not sure, but I'm
She is a
like,
doctor.
and I like how it's like whenever we got to the TV doctors, you're a doctor, you should know these. Isn't that what you guys do in medical school? You watch the medical TV doctors. That's
That's how
how.
I got my medical degree.
That's my medical. Your Grey's Anatomy medical degree.
Hey, I successfully diagnosed Jamie's appendix from Grey's Anatomy. I knew immediately she needed an appendectomy stat.
Right then. Thank you, Grey's Anatomy. I knew that there was a penny up in a sliding glass door based on Scrubs.
That's like god, there's so many of them. You can go on forever with
Right,
those.
right.
You can go on
Um,
forever with
but
those.
but yeah, it's we're all sitting there, and you, me, Jaden. I mean, we all thought like it was right there, and we were like, "Come on, we know the word." And all we kept thinking of was, it's probably like fungology, right? Right, fungiology, fungologist, and they say
The
it
study of fungi?
right, and we're like, they say it, and all three of us were like, mycology, yeah, that's it,
We're dumb.
yeah. So like that's the thing is nothing makes you feel like, oh man, I have this, I'm super smart, I got this stuff, and then literally 10 minutes later, I'm a dingbat and I don't know nothing like a trivia night. But
Well,
in
that's
the
like
in
with the
the
heavyweights.
in the end, I felt it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed myself, and I always feel like I step away being like I learned some things and I know more about my strengths and my weaknesses.
Plus, you did better this week than you did last week.
Yeah, I think it also helped that we had a couple of we had two more people with you and with Jamie. So again, shared knowledge and also kind of just that encouragement of, if you're sitting there and it's just yourself, or like with me, it was me and Jaden and Keys, and it'd be like, okay, I think it's this, and they're like, are you sure? And I'd be like, I'm pretty sure. Where not having somebody else who like would be like, oh yeah, I feel I'm about 90% confident. If you feel 90% confident, I feel like it's a good enough answer to write onto the board.
Yeah, there was some of them that we questioned. Oh, welcome back, Sean. He had a call come in.
Call coming in.
He drives truck, so
Okay. Oh, so that's what his driving in Missouri thing was about.
yep.
Yeah.
That man drives all over the damn place. I swear
All
to God.
right. All right.
Pretty cool dude though.
Good deal.
He's a pretty cool dude. I like him. He
Um,
almost stabbed me once, but that's fine.
that's a different story.
Well, I thought he was telling me to sit down, and I misunderstood the cues, and I almost got stabbed.
Oh,
Lesson
okay.
learned.
Okay.
Like when somebody takes something that's mine, I stab them too. You know this.
Right. Right. That's the natural response.
Yeah.
Um, but you were saying something with one that you felt like you knew in the trivia night one.
Well, no, like it was mostly like me and you together, where we were like, "Is it this or
Or
this?"
this. Right.
And we were like trying to talk through it, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And either we got it right or we got it wrong.
Right.
Obviously, but like, and then we're like, fuck, it was the other one, you know.
Right.
That was pretty good. But like literally, and I'm not a music guy. Everyone knows I am not a music guy. You can ask me about video games, movies, things like that, and I'm all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Music is just not that thing for me.
Right.
It's
Right.
not. And the question was, who is Anna Kournikova married to? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Enrique Iglesias. And
And
my
here's the
wife, Jamie, she was like, no, she's not. She's a tennis player. And I was like, yeah. And she was in his music video for Escape. And that's how they
right.
met. And then they got married. And she's like, no. And I'm like, yes.
So yes. So awesome on you, because to expand on that, I knew that she was in one of his music videos. But no offense to Enrique Iglesias, I thought that he was homosexual.
He's
So I
not
was
Ricky
just,
Martin.
and that's what happened. I was just like, I got Ricky Martin and Enrique Iglesias mixed up there for a moment, and I
I
was
like
just
how you
like,
said homosexual instead of just saying gay.
hey, I didn't want to, sound off to anybody.
Oh my
I thought
god,
that guy
dude.
was a gay one, right? Huh?
My upper arms glow in the dark.
Yeah, dude, you are super tan from about just above elbow level.
That's embarrassing.
um,
Sorry. It caught me off
embarrassing.
guard because I was just like,
Yep, you lean back and you're like, oh, that's noticeable.
it looks like I have like a white t-shirt on.
Uh,
That's embarrassing. That's fine. That's
no,
okay.
like what I did like is like whenever we got some of the Grand Slam questions right. Like we
Yes.
were meaning we were the only one, and by we were the only one, Jamie was the only one who in that entire room knew the answer to a couple of those questions, and just boom.
I still think that they should have given us the rival team in heavyweights
Oh yeah, yeah, I
because she
agree.
she said varsity MVP.
MVPs, and it was camp MVP. And it was the
That's
fact that we
rude.
did. Here's the thing. He even said if we would have said varsity camp MVP, he would have given it to us. But the fact that we didn't say camp anywhere in that.
Yeah. I think she said camp varsity MVP.
No, she did say camp anywhere on that one.
Oh, she didn't. Well,
No.
regardless, it still had MVP in it
It
though.
had MVP in it, and one of our competitors today at one of our other tables, he was just like, "No, she said MVP in it. That should count."
Yeah.
And I
But
was
he
just,
also needed to say that because we gave him a freebie.
okay. So here's the thing. Whenever he said, "Hey, slam me," I thought he was treating it like a, "Hey, slam me, give you guys a few points," because it was a pop culture one, and that guy just did not know his pop culture stuff because it had worked before on a pop culture one that he didn't know. And so I was like, okay, go with the guy whenever it's a pop culture thing, anything with movies. He's not going to know it. And do the slam, we'll get the points, and he'll just be like, I don't know, and he'll go to the group. And unfortunately, the time that we did that, he actually knew that one.
He tricked us.
He did.
And what
We,
was worse is his name for his group, which he was by himself, by the
it
way, was I Suck at Trivia.
yeah. Well, here's the thing that was interesting on that one. Anything that was sports or movie outside of that one that he knew, he was pretty much no go on. But anything that was science based or like had something to do with like more like historical trivia kind of questions, he was
Yeah.
pretty spot on.
I'm
So
still mad that they didn't put any doctors from Grey's Anatomy in the TV doctor section.
mhm. I'm mad that he used MLB for 2 complete rounds.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Well, because sometimes what they'll do will be like, I'm trying to think, there might be another TV show that uses MLB. I can't, or a movie that uses those 3 initials. And one will be like the baseball one, the Major League Baseball. And in the second round, they'll
Yep.
say MLB, and it'll be something different.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
he did that the week before with It's Electric, which was literally the first round was questions about electricity. And in the second round, it was songs that had the word electric in the title.
Did you see how excited Jamie got when it was the Goofy movie?
Oh yeah, so excited on that one.
She was like, "That's
that
my
was
favorite movie."
that was one of our grand slams. Nobody else knew that one,
Yep.
and we were at that table like, we know that one, we know it.
I did invite 2 more people to join us next week.
Okay,
Whether they do or not, I don't know, but it's
okay,
Gray and his wife.
okay.
Um, because his wife Tracy absolutely loves trivia.
Good deal.
So, and
Now,
Mercedes, like, she joined us, but she didn't really participate, which is fine.
like she also joined like about halfway through the game, and I think at that point she had just worked all day. She hadn't really had time to take that break in between work and relaxing, and so
Yeah.
I was fine with her just being there, being our cheerleader, saying
Yep.
like, "Yeah, go guys, all for it."
At
Being
least she was there with us. The
right,
doctor
being
was
there
in the
for
house.
support. Yeah, we could always make the jokes on the TV doctor ones, like, "Hey, you know that one, right?
You're a doctor. Come
You're
on.
a doctor. Come on."
Oh
Um,
man.
what was the other one that really just um well, okay, so good news on this one. I say good news. I know on the 27th there's going to be doing the office trivia.
Yeah, we're gonna have
So
Bevan there for that one.
yeah, that was my first thought is we need Bevan because Bevan once really said whenever it was it, she's like, I'm not gonna trivia unless it was like an office trivia, then I'd be totally down. And I'm like, they're doing an office trivia on the 27th. My office trivia is sporadic. I've watched it one time completely through, and I've seen several episodes multiple times. But again, I wouldn't say I'm the best trivia knowledge at that stuff.
I haven't even watched it.
Have you ever watched like random episodes?
No.
Okay.
And for you that are like looking at this, like, what the hell is Max doing? Just a little side note before we get back to office trivia. I have the ball of many balls,
Mm-hmm.
and I was sitting here, and I took a good squoze,
Uh
if you
huh.
will,
Yep.
and one of the balls of many balls came out of
Dislodged.
it somehow
Is there a
and hit me in the face.
is there a tear in it? I mean, obviously there'd have to be a tear in it for a ball of the many balls to come out.
That's the plug.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything weird.
It was a ghost ball.
Ghost balls.
Wow. So I was reached out to by another production company from Canada
Okay.
to do another episode of a TV show on Travel Channel,
Another ghost themed one.
of course.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take it or not, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'll let you
Now,
guys know.
production companies in Canada, would you be traveling to the production company or would they be setting up a base remote
So
studio?
the last 2 ones I've worked for with Travel Channel
Mm-hmm.
have been, I think it's like Bristol Productions that is based out of Ontario.
Okay, and they just got
Um,
you something in New York with like a parent company.
right. So what they did is they set up. They actually came down from
Mm-hmm.
Canada and did the filming at a hotel in Buffalo.
Okay.
Um, and then right when COVID started, I was supposed to go on to another episode of a different show for Travel Channel. but COVID had literally shut everything down. So they're like, okay, we'll revisit this. And when they revisited it, I don't know what happened. I mean, I'm not going to
Hmm.
speculate or whatever, but shit happens.
Right.
But now they're coming back to me again, for a larger role in one of their episodes potentially.
Okay.
Um,
Well, best of
and
luck
I
to you
loved
on it.
filming. Yeah, I loved filming for Travel Channel. It was great. I got to meet a lot of interesting people, and I got to, um, well, let's be honest, I got my 15 minutes in the sun,
Right.
being
You
on the
got to be on a
Travel
TV
Channel.
show. Yeah.
Right. That second one sucked though, so I'm never like I'll never really claim that one. I'll be like, no, that was a fluke.
Right. Right.
But that
Right.
first one was great. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And I hope I get to do it again because I'm all about the paranormal. I
Right.
was interviewed by the Helvington channel
Hmm.
that we follow, and they follow us. And when they found out that I was a paranormal investigator and I've been on the Travel Channel, like it no longer became, "Hey, we're talking about scary movies," to, "Okay, let's interview the paranormal investigator," and I'm just like,
Right. Right. Weren't expecting it to go that
"Okay,
way, but once it did, it did.
yeah." I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I'll answer any questions anyone has. Like, I'm super fascinated with the subject of the paranormal. I mean, I've been in it for most of my life. Um, so plus, we only have like 3.5 months to spooky
Hmm.
season.
Till the spookies.
Till all of the spookies.
And then we get to do all of the fun spookies on the show.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if y'all can tell.
He's kind of all about it.
I don't like scary things at all. I don't know
No.
what you're talking about.
Showing off cool
Hello,
things.
people joining
I
us.
I found cool things the other day. I got a new Groot toy. It does this.
I was there when you got that.
I know, right? He's great. I don't think you were there when I got my Yoda.
No, you told me about the Yoda.
Yeah, and I couldn't. So whenever I first found the Yoda, I didn't. They didn't have this, and then I found it like a couple of days after, and it goes in here, and it goes. It can go patoo patoo.
That's inaccurate. Baby Yoda would never shoot discs at people.
Well, this is grown up Yoda.
Oh, I thought it was baby. Okay.
No, it's grown up. But what I can't understand is why it's on an Imperial battle cruiser.
Because whoever. Are you kidding me right now? Whoever designed that toy didn't know what they were talking about.
Right, right. I was just like, it would be awesome if it was like Maul or Vader instead of
Yeah,
Yoda. Well, it'd make more sense with again it being an Imperial battle cruiser.
but even like Boba Fett.
I think it'd be better if they had Boba Fett be in his own. Um,
It would be
like
more understandable than Yoda.
it would be. It would be.
Like, I don't even know what's happening right now. I don't even know. But yeah, so spooky things coming up, and Jeff, should we do a Christmas in July episode?
No, because as much as I enjoy Christmas in the season, not out of the season.
Oh, I'd be so mad. Like everyone's talking about Christmas and being all cool and snowy. Then I walk out and it's 104 fucking degrees.
Right. No, I've never got the appeal of Christmas in July. I mean, I like Christmas when it's Christmas time. And I don't mind doing a Christmas based, December we talked about Christmas movies and shows and anything Christmas related, but only in December.
Okay, I will keep that in my mind somewhere in the mind bank.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we are 5 minutes over.
Right.
Thank you guys for listening to us talk about one, alcohol, which is one of our favorite subjects.
Mm-hmm. Two,
Two,
survival.
snowflakes. He said survival. I said snowflakes.
Surviving snowflakes.
Maybe we should make that a show. Step one, kick them. Anyway, um, And then our random ramblings of just catching up because we were gone last week.
Yeah. And us
Uh,
discussing how much we enjoy trivia nights.
yes, which I believe we're still going next week for
That's my
trivia.
plan. That's my plan.
So again, we will come back on Thursday and tell you guys how it went and how we did third place or better again, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
And
that's the one thing with the trivia night like that. It's only first place gets the pot.
they were giving away pot.
I
I would have tried hard. No, I'm just kidding.
would have tried harder if that was the case.
Would
No,
have
but
tried harder, man.
I'm pretty sure the person who, like, one of the people who was on the team who won it said, I didn't get exact numbers, but I want to think it was somewhere close to the triple digit.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Because what you got to think
That's
is take most teams have at least 5 to 6, and if each person's having to pay $1 and there's 10 teams, and then also it's like money from the bar, something like that. So you're easily looking on an average night of walking away low end 70, high end closer to your 90 range.
yeah, that wasn't bad, especially for $1.
Right.
Maybe I could talk my buddy Cameron into coming out. He's a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
He would. I tried to get him to come out last night with us, but he had a trip he was going on, so he wasn't able to make it.
Yeah. We'll hopefully get some more people to join the team and enjoy some more trivia nights.
Heck yeah, I love trivia, and maybe we'll have a trivia of our own. You and I just testing each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Or if we do our monthly, our monthly podcast
Game.
of our game
Yep.
show, maybe we can make that trivia based again because the first one was pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was fun about it though is your girlfriend lost, and that was hilarious.
Yeah. That was so fun.
I mean, it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, guys, we appreciate you tuning in and watching us, or you didn't make it for the live, so you watched us on YouTube or Facebook afterwards. Please remember to subscribe and neuter your pets. Yeah, I had too much to drink while bartending.
Yeah. Maybe just
I'm good. I'm good.
cocktail too many. You good?
I'm great.
Good to hear
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
it. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.